Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
Hey everybody, thanks for downloading the show. It's going to be a quick one today. I was doing the single parent thing last week when my wife was working out of town, and my kid was home almost the entire week since their school was closed because of the weather. So I didn't have time to interview anybody for today's episode, but things will be back to normal next week. I do have some stuff I want to get into though, so let's get into it. The weather has been really crazy where I live. I just talked about how my kid was home almost all week last week from school because of the snow. And just a few weeks ago, I was really happy because I hadn't had to shovel my driveway since the winter's been so mild, and I think it has snowed every day since then. I saw that this Wednesday, it could get down to 29 degrees below zero with the wind chill factored in. I'm pretty sure my kid's going to be home from school that day. Here is YouTube sensation and the podcast's official weatherman, Frankie MacDonald, to tell you what the weather will be like this week where you live. Maybe.
We don't have cookies. Stay prepared.
Are there any storms or weather systems that people around the world should be worried about?
There's a tropical cyclone formed northwest of Australia. That's one. And there's a big snowstorm heading Wisconsin tomorrow. And Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, and all these places. It's going to bring a big snowstorm in the state of Michigan tomorrow as well.
What can people do to be prepared for the weather?
Make sure if you're with the boots, winter jackets, hats, and gloves, scarf, and ski pants is ready. Order pizzas, order Chinese food, buy cases, especially buy cases, cook. Do grocery shopping, don't wait till last minute. Do it right now. Make sure your Samsung Galaxy shirts, Samsung Galaxy smartphone shirts, Samsung Galaxy tablet shirts, smartphone, cell phone, laptops, tablet shirts, and have your 3G, 4G internet ready. Make sure to have your shovel, snow scoop, snow blower, snow plow, salt trucks ready as well. When you drive a car, take your time, drive a car, slow down, so you don't get into car accidents. When you go for a walk, be very careful walking through the adult summer fault. Make sure your furnace is ready to turn on your furnace to keep the adult storm. Drink lots of green tea, white tea, red tea. Drink lots of green tea, warm. Have for extra blankets ready to keep those storms as well. As for the earthquakes, lock your dishes in your cupboards. When you're indoors, go underneath the tables, go underneath the chairs. Store an earthquakes for California and around the Pacific Ring of fire and the fault line. When you're outdoors, don't go inside the building. Store in a massive earthquake.
That's great advice, Frankie. I want to thank you very much. I look forward to talking to you next week.
And what about the asteroid 2002 NT7 headed towards the Earth on February 1st, 2019, but it's going to miss the Earth? That's going to cause a lot of earthquakes.
Oh, wow. I didn't hear about that.
And what about my book, It's Be Prepared, The Frank and Del Guide to Life, Weather, and Everything? It's written by Sarah Soller.
That's right. And you also have a Frankie MacDonald action figure. Where can people find that?
Amazon.com and FrankieActionFigure.com.
That sounds great. So we got your book. We got your action figure. Is there anything else you'd like to promote?
Talking Frank and Del bobblehead from National Bobblehead Hall of Fame. They got a Talking Frankie MacDonald bobblehead.
And also make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's Dogs and Wolves on YouTube. He's got a lot of great content over there. He doesn't just do weather. He also does a lot of funny videos. Would you like to tell people what they can expect over there?
It's like the time videos I say, I want you to eat 50 hot dogs at once. Eat them all right now. Eat those hot dogs right now. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. And 10 more hot dogs. I can't take any more. Get up! Eat 5 more hot dogs. Go, go, go. Don't go falling down. Go, go.
Was that all 50?
A guy being chased by dogs. A guy dancing being chased by gorillas, that's another thing.
And they are all very,
guy
very
acting like a gorilla. Woof, woof.
You also have dancing videos, too. Don't forget about those. Those are really good.
Yes, these videos are really good. My Facebook is Frankie McD 1984, and my Twitter is Frankie McD. My Instagram is Frankie McD 1984 as well.
And I will have links to those in the show notes. Please make sure you go like his Facebook page, follow him on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and check out the other links that I'll have in the show notes so you can buy his book, his bobblehead, and his action figure.
Yes.
All right, Frankie, I appreciate you coming on this week, and I look forward to having you back.
Yes, best of luck to you. I'm Frankie MacDonald.
Do you have a Dumbass of the Year nomination, idea for the show, or just want to say hi? Send an email to jason@wedon'thavecookies.com or call 929-266-9342 and leave a voicemail.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man. You're listening to We Don't Have Cookies.
I want to thank Frankie again for being on the show. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel. You got a little glimpse of what you're going to see there. I'll have a link to it in the show notes. He has over 187,000 subscribers, so you know there's a lot of good stuff over there. And I want to have Frankie on a little longer next month to ask him some of your questions like I did last week. So if you have a question that you would like me to ask him, send it in. The email, you just heard it. I'll say it again. It's jason@wedon'thavecookies.com. Speaking of last week, I had comedian Darren Carter on the podcast, and he asked me how much it costs to get a haircut where I live. That conversation led to listener Chris Doyle to send this in.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fun Fact Factory. Every week, we're going to be here with brand new facts just for you. Last week, Darren and Jason were talking about getting their hair cut. Get this cut, bald guy getting this cut, another bald guy getting his hair cut. They didn't even realize that when your hair is wet, a healthy strand of hair that can actually stretch an additional 30% than a usual hair. It's ridiculous. So all you bald people, you better keep that head moist.
Thanks for sending that in, Chris. I love it when you guys interact with the show, and I really appreciate it. Chris is one of the listeners that I have over in Australia. He has an Irish accent because he moved to Australia from Ireland, but the only reason I bring that up is because I read a story from Australia this week that kind of freaked me out a little bit. This is a real news story. A woman in Queensland was sitting on the throne, and in midstream, she got a sharp pain in her tuchus. So she jumps up, she looks in the bowl, and there was a snake in there. It just bit her. I've always heard about things like that happening, but I just assumed they were urban legends and it doesn't really happen. But apparently it happens way more than I imagined. So this is a public service announcement to all the We Don't Have Cookies listeners. Look before you leak, okay? I wonder if it would have left her alone if she was pooping instead of peeing, and it started to think that this human was making a magical snake that it was sending to destroy it. I don't know. If you've ever pooped on a snake, send me an email, jason@wedon'thavecookies.com. Let me know how that went for you. Celebrity Big Brother started last week, and I am loving it. I've heard some people complaining that the cast doesn't have big celebrities on it, but that's what you're going to get with this show. It's going to be lower level celebrities. These people are locked in a house with no music, no television, no phone, no books, nothing like that for over a month. Most non-celebrities wouldn't be up for that, let alone people who are used to being pampered. And I'm pretty sure that Chris Pratt and Lady Gaga are pretty busy. So you're going to get famous people on that show, but there's going to be a ceiling to the level of fame that you have to pick from. It's still fun to me. I kind of like it better than the regular version of the show because it's the season is shorter, and I kind of like watching the celebrity. See, I watch a lot of the live streamed version, and I like to watch the celebrities complain about not having all the things that they're used to. So that's kind of a sick pleasure of mine. But that's enough Big Brother talk. Going to get into some neighbor news. This week in neighbor news, the Hunters had a summit. They got together. The guy went to my neighbor's house to talk to him. They seemed to have worked things out. Then my neighbor ended up running into the other hunter at the DMV. And while they were there, he said, "Hey, you remember that 7-point buck you were telling me about being in the woods? It was 8. And he showed him a picture of the deer that he got that the other guy wanted to get. And he was talking about how it was really coincidental that he saw him there, and it was kind of fun that he got to tell him that he got the deer that he wanted. And while we were talking about that, the guy he was talking about and talking about how coincidental it was they ran into each other right after they had their first talk, the guy drives down the road in a snowmobile waving at us. I thought that was pretty crazy. And to end this segment, it is January 28th. My neighbor still has his Christmas lights up. And that brings us to this week's Dumbass of the Year. It goes out to a company. I don't know how to say their name. It's VAEX. Pronounce that however you want. I don't think they're going to be around long enough for you to have to worry about it, though. It's a Los Angeles startup. They're offering to let people choose their own illness by selling them boxes of used tissues for $80. The whole theory behind this is it's safer than a flu shot. What they're going to do is they're going to send you a box of tissues from somebody who had the flu. You use those box of tissues to make yourself be exposed to the virus, and that'll help strengthen your immune system. They say it's safer than taking shots for the flu season. I don't know if that's going to work. And as a matter of fact, there's a doctor who has come out and said that there are over 200 common cold viruses out there, and the chances of you getting the right Kleenex to build your tolerance to all of those is pretty stupid. And they're not even sure that the viruses would last long enough on the Kleenexes to make it to your house. So save your $80. He also said this is a quote, "This whole thing is a cockamamie idea." And I have to agree with that. Let's get into some strange days and wrap it up. If you're listening to this on the day it comes out, Monday, January 28th, it's Data Privacy Day. So if you're a big fan of Star Trek The Next Generation, keep that to yourself. Tuesday is Puzzle Day. Why we need a day dedicated to that is puzzling. Wednesday is Croissant Day. I have nothing to say about that, so let's keep things rolling. Thursday is Backwards Day. Fun that sounds. Friday is Work Naked Day. Good luck with that. Saturday is Eat Ice Cream for Breakfast Day. I've already started celebrating that about 2 months ago. It is also the day of crepe and Play Your Ukulele Day. Finally, Sunday is Carrot Cake Day. Like I said, things were too crazy for me to line up guests this week, but next week will be back to normal. I'm not sure who the guests will be. I have quite a few in mind. I guess we're all going to find out together. There will also be a new segment debuting next week by the very funny Fran Kissling and possibly one more. So make sure you keep spreading the word. It's the only way the show can grow. And please leave a review wherever you're listening to this. That would help a lot. All right, everybody. That's it for me this week. I'll talk to you next Monday.
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review. See you next time.
Eat those hot dogs right now.